Welcome to our Compliance Reference Tool training. Thanks for having me.
Today, we'll introduce a tool to help you learn about compliance requirements and get the correct documentation when selling in the Amazon store. You're a new seller, right?
Right. I just made my account a month ago.
How's the selling going?
Well, I haven't started selling quite yet.
Oh well, tell me about your situation and let's see how I can help.
Okay. So, I want to start selling in the Amazon store, but I'm not sure about one thing. What's compliance? Is that just following Amazon's policies?
Compliance isn't just about following Amazon's policies. It's about following the laws, regulations, and standards. If you're selling something like toys, there are different safety standards that your toys have to meet first.
Ugh, why are there so many rules? Do I have to do this?
You need to take safety seriously. If a product doesn't comply with safety standards, someone's health could be at risk.
That's a good point.
That's why, if your products don't have the right compliance documentation, your listings could get taken down, which might affect your account health. If you ship internationally, non-compliance items might get stopped in customs. And if you have inventory at Amazon fulfillment centers, it might be destroyed if it turns out you're not compliant.
We don't want that.
Nobody does.
So, how do I know what documentation I need? Do I just figure it all out myself?
You should always do your own research, but Amazon has a tool that can help you, the Compliance Reference Tool. You can access it from the page for adding products. You know where to find that page, right?
Yeah, there are two ways to do it from the main menu. One is by selecting Add Products under Catalog, and the other is Add a Product in Inventory.
That's right. And now that you're on the page for adding products, scroll down to find Compliance Reference. Learn compliance requirements and service providers for your products.
What's this?
Select Compliance Self-Assessment and find out.
It's a disclaimer.
That's right. Remember that it's your responsibility to have complete and accurate compliance information. The tool I'm about to show you is informational, but it's your job to make sure that you do everything correctly.
Makes sense. I'll select Confirm. Whoa, look at this.
This is the Compliance Reference Tool. It's a treasure trove of information. Just select the region you ship from and the store where you want to sell, and then enter your product type. Select a category from the drop-down menu and type a keyword, or search from the list. If you have an HS code, you can use that too.
What's an HS code?
It stands for Harmonized System Code. It's an international standard 6-digit tariff code for product categories. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Here, it's just another way to find the product category you're using. Once you find a category, you'll see a product type description.
Okay, so let's say I'm looking at toys. So I start on the left and keep selecting as I move, right? Until I find the product type I'm looking for? Wow!
There's a list of the documentation information. Make sure you check the different information tabs too. For toys, there's one set for product compliance and another for dangerous goods compliance.
What if my product isn't listed here? Does that mean I don't need compliance documentation for it?
Not always. It's also possible that your product is in a different category than you thought. If you can't find your product, try looking at a similar product and see what compliance documents are there. Some of those may apply to your product. And even if you can't find a similar product, that doesn't mean you don't need compliance documentation. It may just mean that your product isn't in the database yet. Product compliance regulations may change, and while the Compliance Reference Tool is updated frequently, it is your responsibility to make sure that you don't need anything extra that's not included in this list.
Got it. So I'll start with the documents listed here. But I don't know how to get all these certifications. Who can help me?
Scroll down.
Is this?
It's a list of providers who may be able to help you get the documentation you need. Each provider's entry includes their name and the services they provide. It also shows you the country and city where you can find them.
It even shows their contact information. This is incredible. They're all in the same country, though.
Do you see the drop-down list at the upper right that says Country? You can select the country to see service providers in that region.
So this tells me who can provide the services I need and where I can find them?
It does more than that. Select the providers you're interested in by using the checkboxes. You can even select ones from several different countries. Your selections are retained when you change lists.
Okay, now what?
Scroll up to where it says Service Provider Pool on the right.
It says I've selected 3.
Right. Now select Create Report.
Oh, wow. It's a printable report.
This report lists the types of compliance documentation you need for your product type, as well as the service providers you selected. There's also a list of trade export compliance requirements for each SS code within that product type.
This is amazing. This tool does everything for me.
Not everything. You're still responsible for making sure the service providers are right for you and that their services are up to date. Remember that you may need to get help from service providers that aren't on this list, or even prepare some documents yourself.
Good point. But still, this lets me know where to start and saves me a lot of work.
That's true.
Thank you for showing me this. I was nervous about selling because compliance is so important. It'd be terrible if someone didn't get their order because I wasn't thorough enough with compliance. But now I can go right from the page for adding products and get a whole report about compliance for each product type I want to sell. And I can print it out or save it as a PDF so I can share with others who work with me.
That's right. And that concludes our training on the Compliance Reference Tool.
Thank you. Happy selling in the Amazon store.